Guys, welcome back to another Jungles Travels. So, where are we off to this week? Well, if you remember last week, the Dart landed in Warwickshire. So we're heading over to Stratford.Wild. It pretty much landed straight on Stratford-Upon-Avon, which I'm quite happy with, because if anybody knows, Stratford is Shakespeare country. And I love Shakespeare. I actually studied Shakespeare for 2 years in my misspent youth wanting to be an actor. Can't remember shit of it now, but anyway. But right now we're in Buxton, and how beautiful is that? Buxton, very nice, isn't it? Big railway viaduct over there. But yeah, so we're going to hit the road and head to Stratford. So let's go. Just thought I'd stop and check out the park. Beautiful, isn't it? Right, let's go. Some parts on double yellows. That diesel's creeping up, isn't it? I actually passed one before, a local station. It was 169.9 for diesel. Ridiculous. Anyway, Tesco 156 I think I just paid. Stop off to get a coffee there. 125 for a black coffee. That's probably the cheapest I've ever bought on the motorway services. Hey, they might be able to hear me now. Yeah, £1.25 for a black coffee. Not a bad price actually, that. I only needed to use the toilet, but I thought I'd better buy a coffee while I'm there. Anyway, we're about an hour away, so we're nearly in Stratford. So let's get back on the road. Why is it when people crossing the road in front of you, they look at you like you're the idiot? Nice bus driver there, let me out. We're in Stratford. Right, I'll find where we're parking up, which should be right next to Shakespeare's Birthplace. Shut up. I need to get that sorted. Yeah, so let's go park up. If I'm not mistaken, that there is Shakespeare's house. And we're parking on the other side of it. I'm gonna get my greasy fingers off the screen. Apologies, that was a bit of a smeared footage because I just realised my fingers are on it. But yeah, basically, we're behind Shakespeare's house. Right guys, we're here. We're in Stratford-upon-Avon. And right through that alleyway there is Shakespeare's Birthplace. Right there is where I'm parked, next to the White Swan Hotel. It's cost me 14 quid for 24 hours parking. Same price as the campsite really, isn't it? There it is. Shakespeare's Birthplace. You can't get any closer than that, can you? This is where the bard was born. And there is the bard, as you saw. And there is the back of Shakespeare's house. What can I tell you about Stratford? Well, it was founded in 1196, I believe. And Shakespeare was born in 1564. Just think, in one of them rooms, that's where little Billy Shakespeare used to play. And there he is. Stratford.Wild. Obviously there's many famous quotes. Obviously the most famous quote, to be or not to be. That is the question. My favourite one always was, the fool doth think he is a genius, but the genius doth know himself to be a fool. I always like that one. Gotta say, loving the Tudor buildings. Absolutely beautiful place. If you get the chance, come and visit. How nice. Original Tudor buildings. Beautiful. Now, just across there, you're just in Tudor.Wild. I am going to go and check that out, but tomorrow, because it's quite late now. I don't think I'll have time to go around. Let's just check out this alley a minute. You know what I'm like? I like sneaky little alleys. See what you can find. See? Little hidden gems. Yeah, tomorrow we'll go and check out Tudor.Wild. Looks quite interesting. Check out that one there. 1485 it was built. Just across there, we have the RSC, the Royal Shakespeare Company. That's amazing, isn't it? When you think 500 years ago, he was born, wrote all his plays, and they're still being played today to massive crowds. It's the William Shakespeare. I've got to say, this is absolutely beautiful. Be or not to be? That is the question. I'll tell you what, look at how smooth that head is. A lot of people rub that skull. Hamlet, and my old cigar, and also a Prince of Denmark. Well, what are you guys thinking of Stratford so far? I think we've struck a winner. What a beautiful place. It really is actually a beautiful city. Not just the Shakespeare thing, just all the Tudor stuff and everything. I love all that. And a beautiful sunset as well. It's even got its own eye. Although there's only about 3 people in it. Pretty cool though, isn't it? And as I said, there you go. The Royal Shakespeare Company. Amazing, isn't it? One place I've always wanted to see is Shakespeare's Globe. And every time I go to London, I never get around to seeing it. So that is on the cards at some point in the future. Because yes, many years ago I wanted to be an actor. I treaded the boards and stepped in front of the camera. Nothing major, but little bits here and there. Hence the reason why I love vlogging. But yeah, beautiful, isn't it? Love the trees as well, the little wispy trees. No idea what they're called, but they look nice. Very aesthetic. So I'm actually just looking for a place to cross the river. I'm guessing this is where it says danger weir locks. It's quite cool though, isn't it? So it appears that on the River Avon there's little islands like this. Now as we know there is actually a homeless problem, and judging by the sleeping bag there, somebody's obviously been living here on his own little private island. Which I suppose is sheltered by the trees, it's out the way, it's private I suppose. Yeah. I think of worse places to sleep. I think of better places to sleep, but I think of worse places. Unfortunately, it seems to be a growing problem these days. And I'm guessing with the cost of living rising, it ain't going to improve any. Not anytime soon, anyway. Anyway, we're trying to find somewhere to cross this bloody river. Need more bridges. Stratford Council, if you're listening, more footbridges over the Avon, please. Something very therapeutic about water, isn't there? Watching it. Like watching all your worries just floating away. Sit and watch water for hours. Especially little waterfalls like that. Well, found a bridge to cross, finally. That's a fair old walk. Slightly longer than I expected. If I'd known it was that long, I'd probably walked the other way and gone back. Anyway, let's go to the van. If I can remember where I've parked it. I'm not actually quite sure. I don't know why, but that house reminds me of Slugworth's house in Harry Potter. So I was just looking at the windows here. You see how they got like pieces put in? I always wondered if it was some kind of runic thing, but I think what it is, it's actual lead repairs on the glass. Because obviously it was cheaper to repair the lead than repair the glass. Amazing. Love old buildings. Beautiful. This is where young William Shakespeare went to school. Now, do you reckon when Shakespeare was a kid that he thought he'd have a statue of himself outside his former childhood home? Not many people think that, do they? And where did I get into character? Freezing cold by the look of her as well. Yeah. So there you go, you never know. You could come on to do great things and end up with a statue outside your house. You never know. Shakespeare's house. Right, I've actually moved the van. So basically I'm just tucked in the corner. Nice and tidy, out the way, not bothering anybody. Parking's paid for, so not a bad spot for the night really, is it? Seems to me that £12 to £14 is about the standard price for parking around here. It is what it is, isn't it? Sometimes you've got to bite the bullet. Right, so I've been sat here for an hour, just a bit of Instagram, bit of work, as you do. And I was going to do some dinner, I was going to do some cooking for you, like I said. However, don't really have anything in the van that I actually fancy. So, I've just been Googling, and basically in 0.3 miles, 6 minutes away, there's a 4.5-star rated chippy called the Kingfisher. So I'm going to take a walk to the Kingfisher and go and get some fish and chips, because I am hungry and I just can't be arsed cooking anything. Which is a bit of a letdown for you guys, because I know you like watching me cook and my little odd concoctions. But I will do one next week and I'll make sure I get some stuff in. Got the fish and chips and mushy peas, £10.20. Now I'm northern, we're cheap. To me that sounds expensive. It might not be down here, I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to open it until we get back to the van and we'll see what it's like there. It smells really good though. Right, so back in the van, let's have a see what this looks like. Oh, look at that. Fish and chips. Now, one lasting memory I always have of Stratford-Upon-Avon. My dad was a wagon driver, and every now and again we used to go out in the wagon with him on a night out, sleep out. And I remember as a kid him taking me to a chippy in Stratford-Upon-Avon. It's the only time I'd actually been here, and getting half a chicken with chips and a pickled onion. And that's always stuck in my head for some reason. I think I was about 9. It was just a big thing. I remember walking the streets of Stratford at night with my dad. A bit terrified back then. But anyway. Good. Nice. The peas are actually really nice as well. Very smooth. Cheers. Good morning, people. Well, it is 5:53 in the morning and I've actually had a really peaceful night. It's been so quiet around here. So I ended up having a couple more hours sleep. It's actually really nice and peaceful here as well. It is Sunday morning though, so, but I really do need that coffee now. So I need to get up and make a cup of coffee. Oh. Should be about enough. Wake me up. There we go. Beautiful cup of coffee. Nothing like the smell of coffee to wake you up, is it? Right, I'm dressed, I'm refreshed, phone's charged, it's got about 40% now, so that's not too bad. So I think we're going to head out, try and find a nice little cafe somewhere, get a little bite to eat, and see what a quiet Sunday morning in Stratford is like. Now, do you remember I said last night I could hear people talking about midnight? I can actually hear 2 people talking now. I think they're in the bins at the side. So I think it's like a workstation area, like communal bins for the whatever, I don't know. But obviously if they're in there, just do a bit of work. That's what I heard last night, so it's actually a really quiet car park. Always double lock it, deadlocks it from the inside as well then. So even if they smash the window, they still can't open the door. Don't want anything happening to my baby. Right, so Need a bin for my rubbish, which, being a tidy little city, I'm guessing there is ample bins everywhere. And then we're going to try and find something to eat somewhere. Right opposite Shakespeare, nice little cafe here. We've got veggie breakfast, £6.95, with a bottomless pot of coffee. Sounds right up my street, that. Let's go and get one. Nice little place. Let's sit down and get some breakfast. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Looks pretty tasty, that, doesn't it? Oh, sugar. Drop my butter. Butterfingers. Right. I think I'm going to enjoy this. Here's the test. Mushrooms. I do like my mushrooms. She asked me if I wanted any sauce. When I said brown, she looked a bit surprised. Don't know why. Got to be brown, hasn't it? There you go. Not a bad place to have breakfast. Right opposite Shakespeare's house. That was actually really nice, that. I enjoyed that. Just going to finish my second cup of coffee and contemplate little Shakespeare. Do you know, you have to wonder, looking at his house, because I've been sat here eating, I've been wondering, was there any of his inspiration from the street? You know, there was a pub across the road. Did he get some Puck's comedy from characters falling out of the pub, or... Yeah, you gotta wonder, haven't you? Because you draw inspiration from life. So what sights did he see on this street that gave him inspiration? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Oh, thank you. Awesome.
Okay.
Cheers, thanks. Oh, nice though. Bargain, £6.95. Now then, as I've been sat there and looking at his house, realised they put a little window in so you can see the building construction. And also, when I said about inspiration, look at the balcony. Romeo and Juliet balcony. I wonder if he sat there as a kid and thought, a scene from Romeo and Juliet. I bet them bars weren't on the window in Shakespeare's day. There is actually a bit of an odd smell coming out of the house, like a musty kind of smell. You kind of expect with a 500-year-old house, I suppose, don't you? Now, I clearly wasn't looking properly before, was I? Because it's actually 1, 2, 3 houses. Now, I'm assuming with the quill being over the door that Shakespeare lived at number 15. So, going back to my Romeo and Juliet thing, did he have a crush on the girl who lived next door, maybe, as a kid? Maybe that was Juliet's house, and he used to stand under the window. Maybe that was her bedroom. You never know, do you? Inspiration comes in many places. Yeah. Did he stand there? Who knows? Anyway, let's crack on. Let's have a look. Go exploring. Sun's coming out. Let's go and have a wander. Lovejoy Antiques. I used to spend hours watching Lovejoy as a kid. I used to love that show. Ian McShane, classic. With Tinker, who was the old bloke. I can't remember what the young lad was called. But yeah, Lovejoy. Good show. So what we have here is Hallcroft. Hallcroft is the house that belonged to Shakespeare's daughter. Yeah, Hallcroft belonged to Shakespeare's daughter, Susanna. Here's crest of arms there. So Susanna lived here with her husband until Shakespeare died, at which point they moved to New Place, which was Shakespeare's second home in Stratford. So when I had coffee earlier, that was Shakespeare's birthplace, and Shakespeare's retirement home, so to speak, if you want to call it, was New Place. A beautiful place, isn't it? Now, is it just me that feels this is a little bit wrong? I just realised these are all headstones. It basically means they put the footpath across all the bodies. I don't know, I'm just like old school where you don't step on somebody's grave, but obviously Stratford put a footpath across it. Anyway, Stratford. I don't want to shove it open and make a loud noise because they're all happily singing. So this is New Place, which is basically where Shakespeare lived until he died. There you go, that was New Place, Shakespeare's final resting place. Now it's an old place. Anyway, now we are going to head over to Tudor World. Let's go and check out Tudor World, see what that has to offer. Right, Let's go inside and have a look. See what we can see at Tudor. Stocks, I guess. Hello.
Hi, you alright?
Yep. Can I have one adult, please?
£6.75.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pay by card. Fantastic plastic.
I'm not saying that now at the moment, though, are we?
Well, no.
But I know what you mean.
Never had this option in Tudor times.
So, your ticket has a character on, and you find out what happens to him at the end of the museum.
Oh, okay.
It starts through the right hand side, taking lots of photos, and
Yep.
you have fun.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
With the great flutter, I am not at liberty to say.
Now, do you remember what I said about taking inspiration from people around you? It says here that the character of Falstaff was based on William Rogers, who ran a tavern that he knew. So.
The area is still
Shakespeare liked to smoke pot and take cocaine. Didn't actually know his birthday, although it says he died on his birthday, age 52. Now I didn't know this. I always thought the beds were short because the people were shorter, but apparently Tudors used to sleep sitting up, and they had the curtains on because apparently they used to sleep in the nude, and the servants used to sleep in the same room as them. So the curtains were for modesty, and then the top canopy was to stop vermin falling on top of them, like mice and rats crawling across the floor or whatever. Yeah, very interesting. See, you learn something new every day. Incidentally, it says my character is the comedy actor and dancer, particularly famous for my jigs. I was much liked and often bantered and improvised with my audience. What do you reckon? Can I be a king? Servant, bring me more ale and wenches. Yeah. Now you can see why I never succeeded in acting. See, now this is interesting. So it tells you all about the life of a sailor and what they ate and everything, dried food and all that. But it also tells you that they had square plates called trenchers, which is where the saying square meal comes from. Never knew that. See, you learn something new every day. Don't actually know why we've got the inside of a ship inside a house, but very interesting.
But Shakespeare declined with typical eloquence. Reference to the once renowned Morris dancers. Hillborough was associated with several ghost stories.
Mother Shipton was born Ursula Sonthel in 1488 in Norfolk, England, and she died in 1561. She was said to be a psychic from an early age, and she wrote prophecies concerning future wars, earth changes, and advances in technology.
Sorry, sorry.
That's alright.
You stop video recordings, you're going to get us burping, farting, swearing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll put you in these. Well, this is a dentist. Would you like your teeth pulling out with them? By the local apothecary. I think before you visit there, you'd have to visit there and have a few. Quite a few. So I said, you must be fucking joking. There is no way I am doing that. And that's the end of it. Now fill me up, you weaselly bastard. This is quite interesting. The plague doctors. Remember these guys with the pointed nose? It used to be stuffed with herbs and spices, didn't it, to try and keep the plague? So they thought. Anyway, apparently they got the nickname Quack Doctors because of how they looked, which makes sense now when you say "off to the quacks," meaning the doctors. Now I know where the name comes from. See, learning everything today. Big solid chains. Also, it said up there that the plague lasts for 1,000 years. Didn't know that either. So technically, all them bodies buried in the ground from the plague still actually hold the plague. Because, going back to acting, being in Shakespeare country, when I was studying acting, I used to study with a guy called David Johnson in Oldham, and then he moved to Manchester, and he had a building called the Ragged School, which is next door to the Plague Cemetery in Manchester, where thousands of bodies are buried. There's actually a public park over the top of it now. Quite interesting. So if they actually dug down, they'd actually release the plague again, wouldn't they? Which is quite frightening, really. They actually had some very peculiar punishments. So if you got arrested for drunkenness and disorderly, which what we call today drunk and disorderly, they basically put you in a barrel and parade you around town, so people could say, "Look at that idiot." If you're gossiping or nagging, a husband could put what was called a scold's bridle on his wife and tie it on and parade around town with it. Quite very imaginative, but very archaic. There you go. That was really interesting. I enjoyed that. Hope you guys did too. So what we need to do now is head back to the van and decide where we're going next week, don't we? Not actually sure what's happening here, but there seems to be some kind of street food event going on. Pretty cool. Lots of little market stalls. Whether it's a regular Sunday thing, I've no idea. I'll try a rum.
Of course you can, sir. That's the caramel, coconut and spice.
Try it.
Help yourself.
Thank you very much.
We're benefited by all our rums are award winning, imported from Antigua but blended in Bath.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice after dinner rum, that one. Nice in coffee as well.
Yeah. I bet the coconut would be nice in coffee.
Do you know in hot chocolate that's delicious?
Yeah.
Coconut and the chocolate, it's like a liquid bounty to be fair, but
Yeah.
but nice just on ice as well, so help yourself.
What's the market for? Do we know? Is it just like a regular Sunday thing?
It's
or
here
is
every
it,
weekend.
Is it here every weekend?
Yeah.
Right, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it goes
Whether
down
it was
by
just
the
like a
river.
European one or just like a every
They
weekend.
do different ones throughout the year,
Yeah.
but this is just the normal one for Stratford on weekends. So, yeah.
Perfect.
Do you want to try?
Very nice.
That's our spice rum.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've got a coconut rum and a caramel.
Couple of cheeky runs there, that were nice. Wonder what else we can bag. That's it, that'll do it.
I wouldn't have that.
Sorry. Stealing. Not anymore, is it? Isn't it nice to see, I'm not trying to sound ageist, to see old people still having fun? It's nice. I just noticed that as well. Water fountain. Something that I've not seen since I was actually in Rome. But I get a lot of cities putting water fountains in, but there should be more of them where you can fill bottles of water for free. Anyway, back at Shakespeare's place. So nearly back at the van. As you can see, it's very popular. I'm guessing that 90% of the people who come here probably never even read Shakespeare. We're back at the van. So now, all I need to do is find out where we're going next week. So, I've put the map up here. Right, shall we see where we're going next week? Going home. We're going to Kirkby Longsdale. That's where we're heading next week. Kirkby. Right. On that bombshell, I'm going to bid you farewell. Thanks for watching. So next week, we're going to Kirkby. Never been there before, so have to see what we can find there, won't we? But I've enjoyed Stratford. It's been nice. I've enjoyed it. Very interesting place. Hope you guys have enjoyed it too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay safe out there. Adios.